Good evening, Jikewe, Mabime, Salosi TV, Random Convo Dilone, Molohun Waba Nyingo, Nisien Pakpako, Wake Wajimikaki, ne Bakomolo Yemione. Ne Molo Wanisien will focus most on education. Alikan Wake teacher phono, ne Evanio Simeone. Lo, ila leche ne Eva Pa leche Hebo, ne Wake Lile. It's a good evening. It's a good evening.
Good evening.
It's a good evening.
Good evening, viewers all over the world. Yes, Mabime, Ipanipe. Good evening, kind of Cabinet, the host of the. My name is Frank Oduro Agyapong. Ipemi Bwajo Kamboko no. Ike Somanya B, Ike Kloli, Ike Jike Wecho, Omanani Semi Boko. Like I mentioned, my name is Frank Oduro Agyapong. I'm happy to be here this evening. I'm a teacher by profession. Currently, I am with Methodist Girls Senior High School at Krobo, Memfe Methodist. That is the thing. And I've been in the teaching service for close to 20 years now. And I feel excited to be part of this program this evening. Thank you very much.
Okay, you are welcome. Okay, teacher Fono, almost 20
Thank you.
years of experience. Joka, niyo le ochon wawe. Wa ma here, je no start ni ochom gaji.
Bochum, I think it starts Nichomi Keji Aklwako, naturally Aketebo. Aketebo, those days on and Odumasi. So I started with Aketebo. Then I stayed there for about 3 years. Then moved to Yilo and Krobo. Then I continued. So in Somanya, I spent about 12 years with them before finally I moved out. Yes.
Lo, ila wa start keji aketebo because iswo ne oh, okay. Wa guest or in a line or cho lo whilst ne a belolo I would be holding the fort until we are able to get him back. Then we continue the discussion. So he said his name, Frank Oduro Agyapong, almost 20 years experience in the teaching service or the teaching profession and has started teaching from Aketebo Manya. Aketebo Manya Jinene Eje Sikaji. Lo ne isingale John Luone a switch ke ba somanya. Ne ba chonye somanya. Puis alors e ho senior high school ya ne ji magis nge manfinge ekrapim cheme aji. Lo wamahi iche Frank ball ne ka eba ne wacha ni chumiono. Inakeba se equipment or e connect with lo connect or manguleke uno. Lo inaka network one ino confiane. Lo network or in work confia say lolo or amanyema here in onomade. Lo mo lo aha. Eh, okay. Lo kabini dio ike ilana watu aketebu munyo. O de your experiences as aketebu. Because why you been
Okay.
akluwa nge lo miniji o experiences nge aketebu.
Aketebo, that was my first station as a professional teacher. When you look at the life back at training college, yeah, Ekropon, Ekropon Presbyterian Training College. That's where I had my training. Nice environment. Now about post work, in fact, I regretted joining the service because there was no light, there was no proper road, there was no good source of drinking water. I just said everything we once enjoyed on campus. No, even my home. No, in fact, Ibanya Saminya, but Wangwaheka Omi. So we joined. Loika Gandhi as Wakloa. Ido Mepoka Mini Malijon. He give us a beam high sister. He share John light be. You papa could belly John. Just even a car that goes there, no, lorry no, yeah, once a week. Lucky lorry or Jemande or le local Johnny the muscle lorry or no, you can imagine. So when I got there, in fact, I wept. I wept. I wept. But I came back home. My mommy encouraged me because that is the profession I've chosen for myself and all that. I should consider the children. So I accepted it. And I went back this time around. So I went there fully as a teacher. I stayed there for the 3 years. And yeah, thankfully, I went there with one colleague from Mount Mary Training College. So the two of us, he was their headmaster, Nimi Bapiori assistant. So the two of us were the only trained with the non-trained teachers and all that. So go here, poor attendance was also bad. Students don't even come to school like they should. Loisano Bapi enrollment drive. Waya kluame. Ovile sumanya ole bebede kachaleke domi no proper houses in the hinterlands and all that. So we have to go houses and all that to educate parents that we are the newly posted trained teachers in that community. We are coming to stay with them in the community, and we ensure that the school would move to the perfect direction. School. So we did, and by the grace of God, after 3 months, we saw massive improvement. The enrollment drive just picked up like that. But now a lot of students coming from all over, and in fact, it was interesting. When I entered I was teaching class 6 then. I'll go here, class 6 class now. The students were only 6 as at then. But after the enrollment drive, I got about close to 18. And all the other classes too. And life was okay. We made up our mind how we want to transform the community through sports, quality teaching, visitation, and encouraging parents. And we did. We did. Even I was staying in the
Because
village where there
okay, so
wasn't light and all that.
but the good news now, Gio, they people are light. Currently,
Good.
or they have light. They have light a long time ago, during the NDC period or not light. In illegal because illegal
Oh,
mostly ni na post ke aketebo as one man is got takbalu. I found it was a bit intriguing. Or the side kan man is in you want, which is very good. Ayeku hamu opiawe ni wene abahi otakbalu ne akaya akete school every morning or he yeah, can the experience no le jon han check your life bo.
yes, Madeke, yes. Because ehane ina dream chakemiko. When I was moving out of training college, I thought life is just perfect like the way we had it on campus. But when we joined the community, people realized that no, that mindset wouldn't work, and I have to be like them. if I really want to survive or less, I know man meka me no man let me love them. I visit them in their homes. Sometimes we follow them to their farms and all that. See, when you do this, or when I come oh teacher no so onge we mi keke no mango gariba onge we mi keke no no teacher where here because they have seen you love them and you are staying with them, you are helping their children to become better. And it was fun. Yes, it was fun. It really
Okay,
touched my life. Yes, in a way.
okay. Ihe yi kan many year no jakete bo
Ijaketebo, the year 2009.
or 2009. I believe a lot of things have not changed within the time actually. Lo ila no wa here ne o ya hinga
Okay.
jakete bo ne. Education wise, so what are some of the problems ne mo you know identify? Because mostly your you come in wa achome nga you no fubami o. They were not able to progress and quite on it. I I was at Onumaku. I went to Onumaku in
Okay.
2003. I left in 2007. Thinking by the
Okay.
time I invested in my Balma to secondary school, I would have met my boys that I taught over there. Unfortunately, it seems none
Okay.
of them were able to go through the system. So, ilale wa here, ne oyale jon many challenges ne mo ona nge egba education alobi me a school wom no nge aketebo.
Okay. Mochumika, I think those days, 2006, that we upcoming forward. When I can, even school, the structure itself was bad. The structure wise, so not the infrastructure, there wasn't. So, but why John, we have to mobilize the people in the community with the support from the Roman Catholic Church, and we're able to put up some structure just to keep these children in the school and all that. So that infrastructure was the main thing. Then from there, money wise, so most of the people were peasant farmers. No man are basically cheapo. So at the end of the day, the children struggle coming to school. Anytime it is break time, they have to go as far as some of them were living there in the hinterlands. Lord, they walk about close to a mile just to go and have maybe that their food and come back to school. You can imagine. Me was another issue. They don't have books to study and all that. So most of the things we're seeking from sometimes they are about report it to the education officers and all that and see how best they could help us, and we mobilize it back to them at the place and all that. So these are the three major issues I identified. The kind of infrastructure was one, two, then learning materials. Then the people were also not actually like in terms of finance, or there wasn't the financial muscle was weak. So most of them couldn't even support their children. Most of them don't have good uniforms, they don't have sandals or maybe a shoe or something. And these were issues. But what else? We just have to manage them like that and encourage them. There is
To you
something
or
better.
it was the classroom, the economic situation
Yes.
of the people, and then
Yes.
logistics.
That is it. Logistics. Yes.
Logistics or which means the books from the education service don't come to the village early, and then personally or fall in your mahewu mika abiome.
With the textbooks of America, government supply, but those who were there earlier, keeping it was an issue. They don't have good offices or even classrooms to keep
Okay.
some of those things. So sometimes keeping the then woman who was acting as the head, she was keeping some of them. So carrying books out, in and out every day, or full back, you can't even use it. The government did the supply, but just that because we didn't have any place to keep it. Sometimes we're even keeping some of them in the churches, in the church room, actually like in the church, which was an eyesore. So these are the major issues that we identified with them. But with time, we were able to work on it. We got some new textbooks. At that time, we were able to put up a new structure. So we were keeping most of our textbooks within our offices and all that. And it really helped. It really helped.
Okay. Lo ne classroom block ne textbooks on ne learning outcomes improve lo.
Oh, yes. We were committed. Those days, yes, we were all young guys. We had some youth employed staffs also who were maybe ladies and all that, and they really were committed to it. So we saw massive improvement in the performance of the children. Nay, those days of actually like a pure test district of me, and you see that our children were really doing well. Oh yeah, the performance, not about the marks they had. Oh yeah, we really saw the impact that we brought to that community within that 3 years. So yeah, it was massive in all spheres, even in terms of the co-curricular activity. Yes, we were good in sports. We were doing very well. We were doing very well.
Okay, so there have been an improvement. I can feel still a lot of people are saying learning outcomes, especially younger you woman, has not changed that much, even though the times
Yeah.
have changed. Ilane, why here? How can we improve learning outcomes? You woman, pure per your experiences within the years, or how can we do those changes, especially because the world has moved on fast, and then the ICT science has also moved. Now, ilama take
Yeah.
dream. How can we do those improvements? At least you know cheme ke dom cheme ne anyene aba atpa.
Okay. Mochunka. Let's look at it from this angle. Jonaka, technology, like you mentioned, yes. Obinye mago school no nenga kloa, or a teacher in the village, you compare him to the teacher in the town. Jonanya, electricity was the main issue. Fine. Thankfully, some of them or most of the villages they now have light. Fine. Can we
Akatebo around 2016 have electricity.
Oh, okay. That is
Yes.
fine. We thank God for that. I think for man we thank God for the work done. Yes. So I feel we have to support the teacher. Everything centers on the teacher. Then we need the support from government, as we mentioned. Recently, Abagba laptops could make any fine. Can we find a way to ensure okay in terms of charging their laptops regularly, modern and lighting a community, which means the teacher can get some more videos you download from YouTube and all that, play it in the classroom. Understand? You even invite them in badges at the end of the day. You come and they can also see it from a video that it's not only a teacher who is saying it, but at least we can also watch other people doing whatever our teacher is helping us to understand. And then with that, I think it will also improve the learning in terms of like the technological way. And so I feel not only that, the other side of it, we can why here teacher learning like the life of the teacher, the welfare of the teacher. How is the government coming in, or maybe even the community people supporting these individuals? There are all means, even in terms of the church, community leaders or the opinion leaders can come in and support these teachers. Not necessarily saying, buying a way. No, we just neglect them and leave them just like that. No, everybody plays a role. Without a teacher, how is our children going to become somebody in the future? So, which means parents play your role. Support the teacher, support your child, and the teacher can give up his best. At the end of the day, you will see a massive improvement in the teacher's life, and it will affect your child too. Onanya lo wo mi bobo na wa manye makeba ha wa bi me fine wa here wa bi me mani ye me even in terms of health, health wise, yes, let's ensure we are committed to it. You see, some parents neglect all this, and at the end of the day, it becomes a burden on the teacher. Teacher also can you me at the end of the day, the little money you have, There are times you have to give out pens to these children, you give them books, you give them, even sometimes you provide for them. But it's not enough. The teacher alone cannot do that. All corporate individuals and the opinion leaders should get involved. Education is all that take more together we can lift it up and
Okay. Ilana here in your challenges or okay economic issues. Can one pick raise the economic wherewithal in rural Ghana?
In the rural community, sometimes or most of them are already doing something for themselves. So in terms of a farming, or what way can we support? Maybe government coming in, or maybe this the account communities where cocoa the nokone more in mami is a cocoa farmer loileka. They come in at a point in time, Bahama Wellington boot, Bahama cutlasses, they give them, they say, chupain ne amanyeke ma chuanio ne cocoa ma pemini ma bafu. So the same thing. When you look at the Krobo land, most of them are mango farmers. Apart from that, or people also do cassava and those things. So we can support them. They will have enough yield. Then amanasika we can even improve in terms of our community-wise, our marketing and everything. Everybody will be affected in a way, because Keno NASCA, my community, you understand, supporting the children in their schools and all that. So I feel that government can not do it all. Let's all get involved and see how best we can support them. But meaning a can abanyo ebabwa wa mango huliome, give them the medicine, the money they will need to spray their farms on regular basis. When if you can, there is even an available market where they can sell their produce. Yes, at the end of the day, it will help. I will not be looking at the politician or government to come and do anything for us. This is what I think. If we can do that, remind our community, okay, even our students also.
Okay. Okay, OJ, you want no basomanya. So now let's move the education from you want okay basomanya. No basomanya,
Okay.
because in recent times, there have been a lot of complaints about BEC results in the Somanya. No basomanya over JHS low over primary.
About JHS.
But okay, then we can situate very well. So there have been a lot of complaints about BC results in Somanya. Ne can result of the Ngedeke Charlie. There are schools and they start like from Agri 30. Is to school placement poor. A lot of parents in Somanya have to go to Yukosek and beg. Noko Angome. Now, what are the challenges nge education ne mo unange Somanya? Because I believe Somanya infrastructure the economic situation is better. Economic situation is better.
Yeah.
Light water what are the challenges ne mo una ne obachoni nge Somanya? Unfortunately, your network or a Huawei guest or I get your bako munyo bangom no, because wala mali kamini dio in recent times kamini nga so many law BC results are released let result of me abefel ni ebem kan no ya battle allo ya Amazing Grace allo ya St Peter's Catholic allo Manya Methodist allo Yilo State results of me ahi Mr Agyapong chongo kan iba choni nga Somanya nga GHS lo walai ne edewo experience ne ena nga GHS ne mini ne ile susu kan it's affecting educational outcomes nga Somanya eja kan edewo nga akolowa bene eya aketebo around 2005 2006 abeni fuba abe light ohiange wa we omi be school twin be ne lo hio e affect ni kasemi nge aketebo pio lo ilani mangule ke basomanya wa hia block ke basomanya ne wa hia kan mini ne ehane wa seni ke wa bime kan ake ayangma BC tan le a results ne ba chapine ne ngefel woni ko be no wa ya basic school wo mi be textbooks be se wa teacher me notes so me ne aha wo me wanyene wa kase lo cheme ne wa ya school wa BC results of me in fact woni ko be no wa yi no kanu ko na a grade 24 amade kekpe imi nga mates fubane ana 24 se acheme kame ya secondary school ayi kan nga jama biomio kona 24 le oyi togbo no olini mini neba no ko pi olo mamio 24 pe kan grade ko ne eba johe ne kan no ko bipo na 24 e maya soletum ne ma ha mauntum lo the guest or a reconnect ne mamaga mo le keba iko ne eba dewo a somonya experience or then how he saw and how he believed we can solve the problem ne wanyene one na alo one student ne anyene IRP maths and science ne waboni engineers ke doctors ke lawyers na yenge klo lo lejon ne watu awechoba aha kabini ngamode yo ilane odewo nge somanya what are the challenges no ko wa learning outcomes nge somanya tapino ko ne nge fel ka wa compare jama time ko imi kemo wa bene wa ya GSS wa compare piolo jama bio lo mode ke kan wa no hin even though no wa ngepo wa no bo ke wa yili nija lo what are
Yeah.
the experiences telling you what are problems now.
Okay. Mochunka, let me take you back to history a little. I think when we were young, Imiya Presby, Somanya Presby, during the days of Catholic Mr. Nyamasepo as a headmaster, those days we have Presby boys, Presby girls, and those things. No, I can Somanya performance, so we were doing well. One nani na grade 6, 11 ones, 10 ones, Tunanya, Roman Maje, Somanya Presby Maje, Omana no Methodist. But as we were moving along, then gradually we got to JHS those days, or JSS days, things were gradually falling and falling and falling and falling. The question is, what happened? Then me madejikan, wabanaka, there were too many like noise in the town. Neji afeli places nenia for merrymaking and all those things were just becoming too many in the community. Lord Jukoin Nange, Nesane Jojo, Akasemi, no, Eya here film, Eya Homono, Eya Jeheja, and gradually, Olenene Yanon those days. Mono and Madeko basketball, but it wasn't easy those days. Jonanya. Somewhere, some parts around, like the runabout, no, any movie, no, and no, like a third world. Like all these places came up. Eduque Kasewini, Kenny,
Ima
moving
iponya
along.
no ni madeke third world me ke blema Havana yamnge no ko wabawa lo why didn't it affect what we chemike woman.
Good. The secret is this. Imi Bana Reverend Natwe as a head teacher. The discipline was 100%. I would say, Nene Madewajika, can you run about all? Ano signboard o kematazi ngeli jun ichoni ke ahie ibi meme ke wanamo presby no ka o ya dasinge elejuma signboard o here no angmo bie aweche ke wasule jun wotu apun wa ngbe okefo because you are afraid that your name will be captured. The following day, headmaster for sure he will punish you at assembly. So the fear of our teachers, the fear and the respect for our heads Bemono wanele jumano. The discipline is zero. You don't know the difference between a teacher, you don't know the difference between a headmaster, you don't know the difference between even students. Where do we make progress in such a situation? And what I'm saying is that the discipline, we lost it some time ago. We lost the discipline. So students don't even fear their teachers anymore. Teachers also don't even respect their heads anymore. But those days, headmaster, teacher, you talk back. No, it is purely discipline. Discipline. And that was what was working for them in those days. And they were making the results because teachers go to class, they teach their normal subjects they were supposed to teach, they give exercises, they mark. But in our era, no phones, when areas we can even set for more information. No, we don't. So gradually, you see that the level of performance was dwindling, very low. But I will see. By now, those days, Somanya was recording 0%. 2009 upwards, so they were getting 0%. So
Zero.
the director
You mean
then
you mean 0%?
in some measures, and yes, 0%.
Wow.
Go to our records. 0. Get from there about 10, about 20. It was terrible. Terrible.
No.
We were not performing.
This is new. This is news to me. You mean 0%?
Go and find out. At a point, the performance was just terrible. That is how come the MP came in. They will be organizing extra classes for.
No, you mentioned blame teachers, but I believe you were writing your lesson notes, you were going to class, you were giving assignments, you were marking, you were recording.
Good.
So why didn't your efforts still make changes? Because for instance, believe
no, but we were able to change it.
We won't have the same pressure, but the urban centers were at least making the grades.
Yes.
We are not able to identify yet. Results came to 0 because I told you I left the system in 207. No, from 207, the system, but I'm surprised.
Okay.
By 2009, we were having 0.
With the private schools, the private schools were doing well. The Bethel, those days, Mini was there. Bethel and Ichwe, they were performing. But the government schools, we were doing nothing. The results were just terrible. So there we have to sit up. Everybody came on board. Charlie, Mini Blono Magu. Nay, we will save this situation. And they did. If I can about form Diokko from the district directorate, let's see how best every teacher must get on board all heads. Let's find a strategy to work out this. And that saved situation. No, that saved situation at a point of one. No, so many years we were doing very well.
But no, situation is saved on it. Was it giving us grade 6 and 7s? Or it was 20, 21, 22, 30, 35?
There was a shift along the line. From 2029 to actually 2009, Mimi behind Somanya. Right, I left Somanya in 2021. That is why I got the a transfer to my new school. But those days, we're doing very well. 2010, 11, 12, that way, we saw a massive change in our our results. Though we were not getting the single number like 6, but I saw we got a 9, we had 10, we had 11, and it was like that until a particular year. What happened? There was another director who was posted to Yilo and Manya Krobo. Then most of the schools, as they have been teaching for some time, they were so used to themselves, and I think it was helping. The teaching was moving on. Roman, they transferred almost everybody. My math teacher was taken away. The social studies was taken away. Then some others, Akemehu, different schools here, Masa, even including the assistant headmaster himself, Ojija. We have to fight and ensure he was brought back and all that. But Kajele John, then we started having issues with education system in Yilo Krobo. Some of them also went on transfer. Others were beefed because of the transfer and all that. They were not teaching from their hearts. The passion to do the work was not there. And that is where we had our issues. The performance that were coming after also wasn't good enough. Grade 10 will be 9. RC for 1. That was my former school. Those days, no, we were doing very well. But no. My daughter left there last year. If you look at the grades they brought, you'll be amazed. But these are trained teachers. What is happening? Which means that something is wrong somewhere. And any Mabime, all is not lost. Wahane education falling at the scene. They should ensure that their children are learning. We should put off our TVs and encourage our young ones to learn. Mabime makaseni. Tona nyaje jono manane sanejuko ya isinge womise kase nange bingema. Nange pai, neme nange dance ya, neme nange film chumi, neme nange appliance. Where do we go from there? Where do we go from there? There is too much noise in the township. You are making so much noise. The children around, how are they going to study? And when I'm moving in town, I feel so sad about some of these things. It's like we are not even prioritizing education anymore. And we are rather promoting all kinds of social vices and all those. How do we make progress? How do we develop Yilo Krobo? We can do more to our education sector. Tapi director pet, tapi aban pet. Say parents, you also play a role. Wahano abimemene akasini. Kejejo akasini wahe kanga homework pay and awumikase and assignment pay ake yana amakame. Let's visit them in the schools. Teacher for no naka bime alo falling in school every time. And if he is not working, he will sit up. The PTA, executive members and all that, yeah, they should be actively involved. Ask the headmasters questions, ask the teachers. Those who are not performing, we'll call them to the director. Could the director, no, these people are not performing. If they need to be transferred or they need to be sanctioned, the right thing should be done. Then the monitoring and supervision, they should also intensify it. If they can do that, or then we know the standard is falling. The teachers, I know they are doing very well, but the standard is going down every year, which is how do you explain somanya juke mana grade 30, mana 35? What is your problem? Is it light? You have it. Is it food that you don't have? You have it. Is it quality teachers that you don't have? You have it. So what is the issue? Mabime, mapanipe.
What is the issue? Because
what is the issue?
It seems I'm looking because I have once chanced upon the analysis, BEC result analysis. Per what I saw then, when you look at 2021 though, Akolowa school so me, they seems to be doing better than the Mam school me. Both Yilo and then Lower Manya. On a result or Upper Manya is better. There were some schools when Abua did better than most of the schools in Somanya. Mini ne eba apart from noise in the town. Even personally, I believe I have the same problem. But it seems they are able to meander through the noise and Hana Biomi Paso.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that year, it seems Carol Gray had the best score, even though they didn't have 6. There were 2 8s, and then Bethel have 1 6. That's why I was that's the year when I was surprised. Even Bethel, because what I've heard, and they can even VRA Yakusipo, their results are not so extraordinary, which means the problem is not
Yeah.
mostly private against public schools, but then there is an underlying thing there.
No.
When you are pinpoint, I believe yes, your noise story is true. Sepio, unfortunately for us, Taikunke Memorial, a bit, Lord, that is fortunately for us. I don't know whether there are now new joints that are coming over. Say,
Okay.
Ilan Wayaka,
And that-
is it parental
okay.
control? No. Uh, is it the emerging technology,
Mm.
mobile phone? Is it can PLO bets,
Yeah.
Mamilo? Or is it that there are
Yeah.
many ways of getting money, including scams? And appear no
Mm-hmm.
education levels fall now, Mamilo. And I'm taking right from Trum Junction to Nwasu. Your results at Lower Manya is
Good.
not also good.
Okay.
Yes, Law Ilan take Ojim what I said or
So okay. You are right. Jonanya, nine mi no ogba o de no trepe no. Yes, inga wanya gba. In our generation, let me say, currently parents in Aba, maybe me, kind of parents. The training we got from our parents, that is not what we are giving to our children. Okay, me mono no. It's like we are over pampering our children. We are over
That
pampering
one is
our children. Me,
100% true.
that is the thing. The discipline we are supposed to render to our children, although we should ensure that our children must observe in our homes. We don't. Apewe, Chonanya, no one can have no idea earlier. No, yes, the education sector may be having challenges, but you, as a follow, Kemo, you are not being serious about certain things while your child is supposed to learn. Keke, eke, hweme, and being a mommy, while your child is supposed to learn and he's doing something else. No. We will continue to face these problems. So it is not our problem. We are facing all these challenges. We are facing all these challenges. And I think it's about time. You don't blame government for some of these things. If parents will not be serious with the raising of our children, ensure the discipline wise must be enforced. That's the thing. We should do those things. In terms of supervision, I mentioned, yes, we should intensify it in our schools. We should ensure parents or teachers are really doing their work and well. And if we can all do this, that improvement on no idea, no, we'll see it. We'll see it because
Okay.
I think I was the chairman for Vision Academy at a point between 2021, the COVID era, to I think 2023. We had a boy who had 8, single 8, near BCEO, and he was the only one. Then the others followed the 9, the 10, and all those things. But afterwards, what happened? Afterwards, and the secret was that yes, these parents were committed to the learning of their children, supporting teachers, ensuring so I went to the background of that boy. I'm like, really, their parents did a massive work compared to the others, where aimlessly moving about here and there. No, you dodge classes and all that. No. No, I feel we can do more. We can do more. The challenges are real, but we can do more, and we'll be able to
Okay.
overcome it.
Vision. Then I want us to talk about the public school, private school divide. Nikawa here, people are so many. It's becoming a culture.
Yeah,
Then go pick a scab or it can be a private school. In fact, last or
that
when
is
that should be like 2022 in a Ibiko a Presby. Now, a Presby or PTA
okay.
meeting. The headmaster were zero. You come in ang a public school so me ni na nga ni ango tabi ni ma bi me se ni me abi o ni cheme aka me
It's true.
ho private schools here. Now question you on it. Now, it has
It's
been a
true.
question since we were young till now. The trained teachers are in the public schools. The not trained teachers and people no SS law carry, but in the SS of a very long time ago. And while they do know how many training they are not so exceptional. But memene and a private school so
Okay.
on it. Yes, we when we see them, we laugh at them.
Yeah.
When they become teachers, they become nurses, we still laugh. Memene and a private school so on it. The immigrant were a public school. Now,
Yeah.
why is it believed
That is it.
that learning outcomes in
Yes.
private schools are better than public schools?
Okay. So, Mochumi, that one too, I think when I was there, I was battling whenever I attend these meetings because my children started from the private school. Currently, they are all moved, but I've moved them back to the government sector. The truth is
Okay.
this: Jonaka, misconception. Only fool and they don't know what they are saying. They don't understand whatever they are talking about. Because when you look at the government sector, you can never tell me anything. Somebody who has been trained as a teacher, like myself, secondary school, teaching in a private school somewhere can teach better than I do. It doesn't work that way. You understand? Once you are the methodology they use.
When a BEC results come, the differences show.
Uh-huh. You see,
What
helping a
accounts
child
for
to
those
write exam.
differences?
You see, Koba, the Saito Onimi Kemwaya, the Saito concept of the learning is gradual. The teachers allow the child to grow in his own terrain. By the time Namas to secondary school, that child is ready. He knows how to think. He knows how to answer questions. And they are doing well. They should make a follow-up. They should go and check the records. Oh, here, be a school being Go and see them. They are becoming the medical doctors. They are becoming the big guys. Because, at the government side, or we don't force the children to do that rote learning like the way the private sector or the private teachers were doing. My children started there. They force them, they give them homework. You see, just to make you feel like they are really doing something. But the bottom line is that I would say, Ikemu, anywhere I'll defend the scar, they can never do any better job than the trained teacher. Because we don't see the support, we don't get the support from parents. Private sector, no. Master, they all buy textbooks. Every child in that class is having a textbook. Go back government sector. It was only recently. They don't have. I bet the support even from parents are supposed to give to like teachers. They don't. Go check PTA meeting. I be buy. And like you mentioned earlier, most of the children know and their real parents are not there, but they are living with their grandmoms. And it is true. We pick the statistics as Roman Catholic. Grandmothers, their parents were somewhere. So these children will come to school a term, they are taken from the town, they go to a place, within 1 week, 2 weeks, they are back. So you can't just be jumping school one here and there, and at the end you expect to perform. No. If government sector man not the support that parents are giving to their the teachers in the private sector, I would say, I be what simple here when it comes to education. I be what here. But parents don't support us. They don't support, they don't provide the just recently. Now,
Parents don't support us. Labi on a question, Gio. Okay, Sarosi TV Gio, come on over here, yo. Iko open kong a suggestion ko, along a question ko ke wa guest on okay ba. Question no ne ni funga digital on it. The thing again, like everybody is a rational being. Ne can no kunenga mo results
that's
hanyo.
it.
Legion umayane. And I believe you can talk about
Yeah,
misconception, but I believe parents are seeing the immediate results. Even though education is a process, and the final
sure.
outcome of the system not
Okay,
immediately, but the parents who
that
that
is
is
it.
not armed with that information, ibio ibawemio. Between. They
Yeah.
don't care whether there are grammatic errors
Yeah.
or not. Say ebio between.
Hmm.
No, meaning secondly, textbooks. Why don't we have innovative headmasters? Ne amanyima run
Yeah.
public basic schools like a private basic school, because in they have a model school, and that model school is run as if it is a private school.
Okay.
Achimota Basic is a government school. Law, why is Achimota
Sure.
Basic run separately? Jamano, why not pay so many low?
Okay. Yeah. Yo, Mochum, I think there was a time Mr. Kupalo, some teachers, we had a conversation, a meeting somewhere. Then he made this revelation to us. There was a school around, I think, Legon, basic or something. The kind of textbooks they use not the kind of textbooks the government sector will use it. So now, fine. I want to talk about innovation. I will feel calm if headmasters will cooperate with the teachers and even the PTA, where you make a proposal to the director of education, maybe in the district, or maybe I feel we want to use maybe a term or maybe 1 year or 2 years as a project. We will encourage parents to support in the provision of a textbook, a particular one. Recommended one, we feel it is good in terms of the content and everything is okay. They will want my here. Fine. Then this book can be maintained for the next 6 years. So now consistency wise, fine. Buying textbooks every day, like when every year, no textbook. No, in our days, it wasn't like that. We had only one textbook, and it was there for so many years and all that. So I feel in terms of innovation, maybe they should send that proposal to the district director. Will stick to a particular textbook at least in the next 6 years, or we are going to use it, or maybe in the next 5 years, or any number of years they will feel it is convenient for them. Fine, they should stick to it. Every year we are changing textbook, every year we are buying textbook, or it doesn't help it. So it doesn't help it at all. Okay, from there, no manaka, we are running it more like the private school, because they every year they are buying textbook. So and parents are willing to. But when no being a private school, no. Say buy textbook in the government sector, no, it be pay because I buy my supply. And we can't leave or neglect everything on the hands of the government. He should supply everything that we need. So we can do something from there, like you mentioned. Let's be innovative about the way we approach some of these issues and
Okay.
see a
Ilan,
change.
before the jama public-private divide law nya, now it's common. Vision, and we can see that almost all teachers' wards are in the private schools. The teacher, I mean, they are also the problem, because can imi inge mam no gym, I'm a mason, alo ijwa bludo. Ne teacher ne imi neighbor, teacher being a private school. Mini kama we be a public school.
Yeah, that is it.
And how can we change that? How can teachers lead?
Hello.
Yeah, in a way. How can teachers lead? Ne ama hane public school or himaba fell ke hamman biomene akabi mama.
Yeah. We should work on the infrastructure. That is the bottom line. Go here, most of the government schools those days, or it was bad. Recently, go here, Somanya, no, okay, Koji Methodist, Noje Somanya Presby, Kekomio. I think these are the two schools. Infrastructure was okay, Kekomio, Nene Ajikoblono. Their building is quite okay. But go by the basic crèche and the nursery and those things. No, the foundation is bad. A teacher, they lay a training college, they can no man we be nothing about phone legend, actually like a moon, they won't do. Most of them will take their children to the private school. The worst they will do is that the child will stay there up to maybe class 3, class 4. Then they change that, they move their children from there. Me, for one, that is what I did. My wife and I, and most of the teachers they know. I became a job at like the private sector. Then when they get to 3 or class 4, then they switch them to the government sector because we know at that level the child's mind is growing, adapted to learning and understanding. So when the trained teacher can better introduce this child to a good concept, he can use it for the rest of his life. Now, how do we change that concept? Can I come on 20 teachers in my private school? Yes.
No, it is very, very common. That is the community around.
Most of the
okay. Because our parents made all of us to attend public schools. No, because most of the private schools I think most of the private schools they start from wooden structures. Some don't even have cement, but people prefer those ones to the public schools. Because so many learning me in the law. Well, so many Methodists have a good classroom. Even a classroom. Somewhere early have a classroom, yes. Primary, good and bad. Yes, but at least they are better than a lot of private schools that we know. But still, the private school is the choice. Lord, why? That's why I want to delve into coming here and the teachers as trained teachers. They don't trust their. I know people now. They are KG teachers, but they don't have their children in their KG class. Why?
Infrastructure. Go here. Class 1 to class 6, we don't have a problem in the government sector. But go back, Rachel. Most of the government schools don't have that system. Those days, it was only so many Presby and I think Methodist. They were running it in the chapel. They want to come out schools. Parents they start from there. And any parent who starts the child at that tender age from maybe Methodist, you want to keep that child there. Even for up to maybe 2, 3, 4 years. By the time maybe class 3, class 4, at that level, they want to transfer that child from there. Government sector, because they know that the trained teachers are there. With a little support, that child will become something better. And that is what happened to us. Those days. And at the point, our parents moved us to the government sector. They were channel. And we are not doing badly at all. We met some of them from the private schools and other, they don't come near us at all. But that is the faith and the belief that parents of today can no be your whole private school. No, let's support the teachers. Let's support the government. Let's support parents. Let's come together and see how best we can boost the infrastructure wise, or we can support these individuals or these teachers at that level. You can't keep a baby there and you yourself you'll be okay with it. If you can work on all those things, fine. You see that gradually most of them will bring their children back into those schools, and together we'll build a good school for us. And the private teacher or maybe the proprietor cannot stand and say, looking at it, or private teachers are doing better, or they can better teach than the government teachers. No, it doesn't work. It is just infrastructure wise, find the support from parents we are not getting. And maybe I was also saying supervision is also poor. because Koya private sector no. By Idomoka was the chairman there. Every time the proprietor is in the school, headmaster is moving from one class to the another and all that. If you are seated, why are you seated? Why are you not working? Why are you not doing this? Every time you're asking questions, ensuring the teachers are on their toes and doing what is supposed to be done. But in the government sector, we are relaxed lately. And those days, no, supervisor, if they will come there, master, he will come there once, it may be a month or something. And how do you expect some of these teachers who are lackadaisical to just transform these children? Let your class of baby back. But if we can support our teachers like we are saying, let's encourage them. Let's ensure supervision is ongoing. Teachers are really doing the work. Heads are also supervising and ensuring that teachers are teaching. They are giving enough exercises. They are marking. Yes, there will be a transformation. There will be a transformation. But without that, then we are calling for trouble. And our results will continue to be bad. Even though we have 20 teachers.
Okay. Mutake Ingawa here. Okay, the problem is most teachers in the public schools do not give out their best, probably due to poor supervision. Well, a teacher who knows his worth or does not need supervision to do his best. Does not need supervision to do their best. Amy, I have a suggestion. No, move to the next one or no. Give me suggestion, Gio.
Okay.
Every teacher, every headmaster, your children should be in your school. It's as simple as that. Because if you are head and your children are attending a school that you are supervising, you will make sure that they have the best of education. So government should have a policy that every teacher have your children in your school. In your school. Can say a classroom ni chonyon. Say ma chon ni papa. Say can say being a private school in a public school so. Because indirectly it does not affect him. So that is my suggestion that I have. It should be a policy that teachers and headmasters should have their children in their schools. Noko wama wrap up or waba discipline in senior high schools. Ili kana mo girls school on a problem or a wet can or a mixed school so melo. As at now, no discipline has fallen in most schools. I don't know the situation in your school, but tell me a bit about discipline in Megis.
Okay, Muchumka, discipline-wise, Methodist girls, by the grace of God, yes. I think another opportunity to visit some of the schools and then bring schools around. When I can know we are doing well, discipline-wise, so we are doing well. And even when parents come or they testify to it, yes. And I don't know whether it's because they are girls or something, but it doesn't mean our big challenges we have. Some minor issues coming in, act of indiscipline, you get it. But if you want to rate even on the region, I think discipline-wise, or Methodist girls, yes, things are moving on well. And Nicole here, earlier you mentioned that a teacher who knows his work or doesn't need supervision. Yes, the work we are doing is from the heart. So I don't expect my headmistress or assistant to come and call me or go and stand in front of my class before I have to move to class. No, go balejo no. I would say no fair no. Sometimes when you jump a time so please you have to move out and the next teacher must come in to teach. When I was a student, we didn't see this in our teachers. But my here, yeah, they have to task. Like those days I was with RC no fame, no echu, and they really worked. And from a clean and a sincerest heart, they did their work fantastically. And at the end of the day, we were able to produce the results. Go by no, yeah. We have some measures that it is helping. It is helping. It is helping.
Can you mention some of the measures? It's very peculiar to Megis. and then disciplinary level is different from schools on the ridge. So the network is not supporting our guests to stay on and then tell us how his school, uh, Memfe Methodist Girls, is able to maintain discipline among its students. I can pure law, the Ghana law, one of our biggest challenges, the school being the teachers, being and in the PI, especially nene ba no nge school le wanyo made nge mabi manue se kan wa bi o ma ajepo ne aya inter schools ne sports the suban ne ange nge school ne wa dewe no ke ba ko no le abajio le po ne mabi chope ana lo jine ike Mr Japan ne lo che komo yi ne edewo ne nge slot nge megisi ne ejoka me duko me ahibo ne abono bo kebne chonya elikana apeyi obinlo ne asane ehiwe bolo alo ne di lodi ne lodi le bi one ke kibile loche ke wamaba sanene inge by during inter schools ne edewo ejwem nge loche ebina wa pele ha ne wama nu jama wabi me biami ne ange bieyo me anya achemutake yes I support that call. It must start with the education minister through to the last teacher. And that has been something I wish can be implemented. Ne, every teacher in the public school should have their children in their school. Okay, Mamaleka, obinge omahie no ka obio emape niche imiki lo ni a business school ma start ka Yilo State ne ipapa le di headmaster the Yilo State lo ni minga Yilo State ye ki papa ema lwa ka teacher me ama chomi ebi oni wa we ne mahi ne mape no mlo kanle ne ekemi maya secondary school ekemi Yikusekia that time he was teaching in Yikusek as well. Lord, I want to live how my dad lived. Ikemi ya schools ne le ichuninge tema school me ni iya. Kan inge boke jihe mo say at least anytime ma na iche both in Yilo State and then at Yilo Krobo Senior High School. Iche Frank Baiko lo wakele machano. Kabininga deyo. What is very peculiar about Megis ne hani discipline ngalejo.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
Ipo ko ngayon welo.
Igo inu pepe. Emi talk clear. Can TV3.
Okay, I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you. I don't know why you can't hear me. I can hear you, Lord.
Hello.
Hello. I'm here. I can hear you. I can actually hear you, Lord.
Think you know
Uh,
you.
let's check. If
Can
I
you hear
check
me?
for sound, Lord. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Inaka wa lolo wa wa guest or he nui Lone Nui here. Uh, we are sorting out the technical issue, and then we see whether we can get him back. Say ne amubenya wango wakachuma ha muta. Then it's items, and then mami ama hetty ka anyị react to the show wahe kanyema share ne nyemani mabimale. Every Friday we'll be here with another person ne wa masie mani ne engano yai. Hello, onye enu hello.
Ingoe.
Aha. Kabini ngade yo. Ilalo dewo ni koyo ne angepinga megis ne ehane nye biome ange slotu nge school jukui mame na nge other school somai.
Ochunka, it's when they are back the other schools are not doing anything. I know they are all doing their best, okay. But in my school or the practice is this. I think Koba timeless and higher prep, so fine. The announcement is made. We are ensuring every student, wherever you are, you must get to preps, and they are there. Teachers are available, constant from class to class or monitoring, ensuring can me. Nang any say. Nene a bit allo the one caught misbehaving on the next moment your name is announced, the due punishment you will be given. Go here cast an suspension. Yes, they won't spare you. I guess in the point teacher people allo interest people, they won't spare you on that one. And it is working. Apart from that one, business and know your class during normal teaching. We start our lesson as early as 6:30. We do a morning intervention. Morning intervention is a way to help students who are underperforming. Junanya ha ka dey deal students on one agbe kacheleke a curriculum one agbe nyama. So all these measures are in there. Apart from that, one be ne akepio no fenuko. Every teacher knows it, every student knows it. So like each one is time conscious, ensuring I must be at this place at this time. At this time, I'm doing this. And we're all monitoring, ensuring it is done. If you break it up, I would say the disciplinary committee is there readily available 24 hours. Sit on your case. If you need to be sanctioned, master, they will ensure that it is done. If you need to be suspended, master, they will ensure that it is done. If you need to
Which means it is maintaining discipline. Di nene in school haine in a modi boy on it. Wawe. Ilana wa
sure,
tackle wa eroche. Recently, wanaka is inter schools. No matter the location.
yeah,
Ebemika Ashanti region, Eastern region, Central region. Every time Puno ba ngelejo. What do you think is causing that one? Yes, because on the ridge, it has been happening. I went to Nifan in 2012. In 2012,
okay,
those days, so it was mostly Mount Sinai against Ukwas. Mount Sinai against
sure,
Ukwas. In recent times, so
okay,
it has moved to Sinai, Nifan Senior High. There were times that
sure.
okay, Nifan Edutech, not that much. What is causing Jama Ilama use indiscipline, a lot of rowdiness among senior high schools during
Yeah.
sports?
Hmm. Amy Madeke Kacheleke, the kind of upbringing the parents of today working about Bimeha. But now our children are not under control. So now movies in and they feel that is how their life is. So they can just replicate that one in normal life.
Oh, 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 oh. Waheni Bemia. It seems the network or lololo uh, can we are not able to solve le walong wa discussion on ke ebanyagbe eja kan dine eloche di the very last question ne wa ma bi wa guest or ne kan enye ne etonwo le edwemio ne ha o edwemio kan e believe kan parental control di the first blame ne ema blame ke ha bime aroundiness he is blaming television and movies that they should watch. And then Madeji ile there is problem with accommodation in most homes kan falling kebime angachuka kemi lo heji o kejejuko me ajukoyo asiyome nene appearance in here yo lo jini na here but on pape we have to sacrifice for our children lo kan movie ko ne onaka ebi hie ho bime le oko hie ka movie ko no na rebi hiyan bi me o hie because du ko me a hiyan pe mo lo bi mo de ke mo o bwa jonya fi wo ne lo cheji ne ne o ma de ke obi me chopene a hie lo ekeji parental control eh he is back lo why can whether we can get him back and then when we get him back we'll let him wrap up and then we'll bring our discussion to a close today. Uh, Unfortunately, our network or a down here lo o start nga eko
Network
ila no
there.
channel ne oke gbeyan ne wake ponu nga yo.
Okay, no one here causes of this ordinance and whatever schools. So nanya. Wa here juko ina ba mono. Ke parents ko me no one mono. Mona ka wa bi me be chose mi chon. So nanya juko nge wi mi nge suko ne hi nge wi. Ke ba school ho ehie so ban pa. Bia ko me na hi ke just when come na ke me nge. You see, and all these things of me I don't know. It affects an innocent child coming from maybe a good Christian home or maybe an Islamic home. Kabasu school or the kind of friends they associate themselves with, and the kind of things they do, the movies they watch, the conversations they even get into. I don't know, all these things affect the children. Konanya, most of them are becoming unforgiving. Imagine Kaya sports. Another student should be able to fight with another person to the extent no mapla, no magbo. How? But it is happening. And I feel it is because of their upbringing. Those days, no, the kind of movies they were exposed to growing up as children. And they feel that is it. Kenokopemo no is animal gladadi. Kenokopemo no is animal glatu. Kenokopemo no is animal magbole kacheleketo. That will make me my friends to know imiji me. Getting all kinds of names coming. And at the end it is creating issues. Here Florida not only happened recently, no, about that girl who was raped and all that. Imagine this girl is your sister. Will you be okay with it? Imagine this girl is your daughter as a parent or as a teacher. But I don't know what system we are running lately. We should come all out, be ruthless. We had it. We had it.
Lo more believe because ni fu
We should just stop the pretense in the church and bring it home to the closest to our children. They can use it wherever they go. Kona Christopher bio is an only kind of the Christopher Nobi. No power him long. It's becoming something.
It is the stoppage of capital punishment or corporal punishment. School or the number one cause.
I think your voice is too low.
Okay. Again,
The volume,
ni
if you
funga
can
deke o
speak higher bit.
ne corporal punishment be wa school me ne ha ne jama to egbo mi
Okay.
me by. Hello.
repeat or no deal.
Ike ni fuga de ken. Piolo ne konfiambe school me hu. Ne ehane juku me atunga gbu papalo. Inaga wa guest
I think we don't encourage it. In my school like this, no. It is not allowed.
It's everywhere.
Yes. It is not allowed. You can't use a cane on any child.
Yes.
You can't molest the child anyhow. No. At least everything is about word of mouth advice. So when they refer you to the disciplinary committee, they have to listen to you afterwards, whatever it is, or any African community, no, there. Okay, what is the punishment? It is already written. We have a book, a blue book, or punishment or corresponding. Everybody knows it. Mini keke you no pay no mini the punishment. If it is suspension, you go. You read it yourself. Your parents are there. Your form master is also there. Your house mistress is there. That is how it works. So nobody is forcing anything under your throat. The thing is in your hands. You read it for yourself. Then we are just ensuring the rules or the recommendations that are in the law. So we just apply it. That is all. So corporal punishment there, no, we don't encourage that in our school at all.
Okay. Eli know how final words ne wake end section.
Oh, okay. I think Mana Salosi TVC, you are doing a very good job. Mapa Mabin Peka, you are our own. You are our own. Most no a devotion pay no. Why everything big or it starts from where? From somewhere. Wakoni neko eko like eko wukonyo. Like we should not relent. We should support you in every little way that we can. And we know that with time, Salosi TV will become great.
Okay. Salasi TV will become great. Molo eche ne wananga hioji eche Frank eke K.O. Agyapong ne eji no wade pio lo educationist adoge teacher ho lo who is an educationist ne ewoke ya ni chom problems keji start nge aketebo ke basu somonya Catholic problems ne enanga aketebo bene mamanyene machake yono school ha because again, one of the problems is infrastructure, textbooks, and then the economic situation of the parents. You know about so many. The focus of there is too much noise in so many. I can afeuni pohe ne falling anyo ne amanu abime na magblatwe. Ne jama afeuni omenenge abime chiche ne inga hemu epenika semio emaji. Echowaka ebasu around 209 meke yame. Ine BC results ne sobanya. E fall kula ne esu zero. Ne esu zero. Say before lemoji in 2021 no. Eboni pick me bo. Wahi kan wama chope wama luawo ne wama bwa ne schools ama boni modi bom no weklo. Klo ewa ne ni kasim jesi ne klo ke. Se kan wama ke doctor ke engineer sin ke lawyer sin ne wangenge klo epikula ne isewo kan mako ne presby jami ke presby school ba noko mafu ba mi po ayasulejon se jama cheme anyene abe wahi eke ya secondary school ne chunwo ne megis chema pio ne a school in a slot okun kabini dio molochi at 8 o'clock or random convo emabano ekohun wa modi boy kan wake a time with a friend mabalo kam no la no mo support wo le o send wo whatsapp alo kam no la ne mo maba program lo no o send wo whatsapp nge 0246 70 14 35. Wade chum lo Goyel Somanya ji ne itawadim ne enwo boy bo. Lo kam ne onge car onge abubu ya onge moto ne onge fuo layo le oko plo hika ya eko le Goyel pe no ya ne mo no oya nge kwe Goyel o, le indirectly o le salusi TV dim no nge tayone. Imi jite takuno ne imi ne kudo chone lone kami dio makwe ko nge molo chimi se huo le wamaba ne wake wa review program o maba nyi men bye bye ne amakwe huo